They say you don't just marry the person, you marry their family. I used to laugh that off. Now, I wish I'd taken it as a warning. When I met Emily, I thought I'd hit the jackpot. Smart, funny, grounded, just the kind of woman you want to build a life with. Her mom, Diane, was polite enough at first. A little cold maybe, a little too interested in where I came from, what I did, how much I earned. But nothing alarming. Just standard overprotective mom behavior, I told myself. Our wedding was small and intimate, but I could feel Diane's eyes on me the whole night. Not the loving, teary-eyed look of a mother letting go, but something else. Something calculating. She gave a toast that sounded warm on the surface, but underneath little jabs. I hope he keeps up with our Emily, she's always been ambitious. Let's see how long his little podcast career holds up. People laughed. I laughed. I shouldn't have. The first real crack showed up after we bought our house, a modest place in the suburbs, old but full of charm. Diane visited often. Too often. She'd show up unannounced, always bringing some homemade casserole or helpful advice. Once, I came home from work and found her reorganizing our kitchen. I asked her to stop. She said she was just helping Emily. Like I didn't exist. Then, last October, I started noticing things going missing. First, it was my car keys. Then important mail. I even lost an entire external hard drive with some of my podcast editing backups. At first, I blamed myself. Stress. Lack of sleep. Maybe I was just slipping. But something didn't sit right. Especially when I found a message scribbled on a sticky note tucked under my desk, "You're not what she needs." I showed it to Emily. She brushed it off. "You probably wrote that during a recording session and forgot," she said. She was tired. Busy with her promotion at work. I didn't want to push it. But the thought lingered. Then came the night I stayed home sick. Emily had gone to work. I was on the couch with a fever and a bad case of paranoia, honestly. Around 11 a.m. I heard the side door creak open. We never used that door. I crept toward the kitchen, phone in hand, ready to call the police if needed. Instead, I saw Diane. In our house. No knock, no call. She was whispering. I peeked around the corner, thinking she was on the phone. But no, she was talking to herself. Or rather, to a tiny voice recorder she held in her hand. I caught one line before she realized I was standing there. "He's already unstable. Give it another month, and she'll see the truth." I froze. She turned, startled, then quickly smiled. "Oh. I didn't know you were home, sweetheart. Just dropping off some soup for Emily." She left in a hurry. I stood there for a full minute trying to decide if I'd imagined it. But I hadn't. I knew what I'd heard. That was the moment the suspicion turned real. I started searching the house. Closets, drawers, even under the floorboards in the crawl space. That's when I found it in the guest room closet behind a stack of old board games. A small wooden box, carefully hidden. Inside were several mini cassette tapes, the kind used in old handheld recorders. Each one labeled with a date. I grabbed one at random, found an old tape player in my studio drawer, and pressed play. Diane's voice came through clearly. "He's isolating her. I know the signs. He's pretending to support her, but really he's threatened by her success. She deserves better." I sat there stunned, playing tape after tape. Months worth of recordings. Some were of her talking to herself, like a mad diary. Others worse were conversations with people. Friends of Emily. Even her sister. Subtle digs. Hints that I was manipulative. That I was hiding something. All lies. She was planting seeds. Building a case. I needed to show Emily. But when I finally did, she didn't believe me. At first. When I showed Emily the tapes, she stared at me like I'd just confessed to a crime. She didn't reach for them. Didn't listen. Just sat there in silence, then said, "You went through my mom's things." Her voice cracked not with anger, but with disbelief. Hurt. I tried to explain. She left them here. She was planting them in our house, Em. These were meant to be found, just not by me. She shook her head, lips trembling. Why would she do that? What would she get out of it? That was the million-dollar question, wasn't it? Why would a mother want to destroy her daughter's marriage? I didn't have a neat answer. Maybe she was possessive. Maybe she couldn't stand not being the most important person in Emily's life anymore. Or maybe it was deeper, something darker. She's been lying to you, I said. Manipulating people. Telling your sister I'm unstable. Telling your friends I isolate you. Emily stood up. I need to think. She walked out of the room without another word. That night, she didn't come to bed. The next few days were a blur. Emily stayed at her sister's place. I tried calling, texting, nothing. Finally, on day 4, she came home. Her eyes were red. She looked like she hadn't slept. I talked to my mom, she said, sitting down at the edge of the couch. She swears she never meant to hurt us. That she was worried. That she recorded things to make sense of her own thoughts. And you believe her? She didn't answer right away. I don't know what to believe, she said. You've been distant lately. Paranoid? You were accusing her before. Maybe she felt cornered. I laughed. I couldn't help it. So now this is my fault. I didn't say that. I need time. And with that, she left again. That night, I started noticing weird things happening. The front lock jammed. My work computer froze and wiped my project files. My podcast hosting account sent me a warning someone tried to change the password from an unknown device. I reset everything, added two-factor, changed all the locks in the house. I even started using an old burner phone just in case. It wasn't paranoia anymore. Someone was messing with me. Deliberately. Then came the final straw. A week later, I got a call from one of my advertisers. My account was suspended due to a flagged report claiming I was plagiarizing other creators. I nearly lost the contract. That same day, a friend sent me a screenshot of a Reddit thread, "When your favorite podcaster isn't who he pretends to be." It accused me of stealing content. Emotionally manipulating my wife. Twisting stories for clout. Every claim a lie. But the usernames posting the thread knew. Anonymous. One even matched the burner email I saw trying to hack my login. I knew. Diane wasn't just trying to poison Emily against me. She wanted to destroy me. I waited until I knew she'd be alone. Emily was at a work retreat. I drove to Diane's place, parked down the block, walked up to her door, and knocked. When she opened it, she didn't look surprised. "I was wondering when you'd come." I stepped inside. She offered tea. I declined. I went straight to it. I know what you're doing. I know about the tapes. The posts. The sabotage. I've documented everything. She didn't flinch. Just smiled. I did what I had to do, she said. You're not right for her. She's not your possession, Diane. She's my daughter. And she was better before you. Happier. You took that away. No. You did. I pulled out my phone. Pressed play. Her voice. Clear. Crisp. Saying, if he wants to leave on his own, we'll make him leave. One way or another. For a moment, I thought I saw something fear, maybe, but it passed. She shrugged. And I'm going public, I said. You've left a trail. You think I'm weak, I'm not. And this time, I'm the one recording. Her smile faded. Just a fraction. Emily will never forgive you. I'm not the one she needs to forgive. I turned and walked out. The war wasn't over. But I finally stopped playing defense. Emily came home 3 days later. I was packing my podcast gear when I heard the front door click. She stepped inside, her suitcase still in hand, eyes heavy with something I couldn't quite name. Not anger. Not sadness. Just tired. I talked to my mom again, she said. No hello. No small talk. Straight to the storm. I really asked her if she had anything to do with the Reddit posts, the sabotage sponsors, the fake plagiarism accusations. And she looked me dead in the eye and said, sometimes the truth needs help getting noticed. I set down my mic. She admitted it? Emily nodded. I waited for her next sentence. Something like I am sorry, or you were right, or maybe let us burn her world down together. But instead, she asked, why didn't you tell me sooner? Why do you let it get this far? I stared at her, stunned. I tried. Over and over. You didn't want to believe me. I needed time. But instead of letting me catch up, you made it a war. I laughed bitterly. A war your mother started. Silence. Then she walked past me, into the kitchen. Sat down like it was any other Tuesday night. I don't know how to fix this. You don't, I said. It's broken. She looked up. Eyes glossy. Do you still love me? Yeah, I said. But love isn't supposed to make you feel like a suspect. We sat in silence. The only sound was the fridge humming and the weight of everything she hadn't said. In the days that followed, we tried to live like nothing had happened. She stayed in the guest room. I went to work. We passed each other like ghosts in a haunted house we used to call home. Then one night, she left a letter on my desk. It said, you were right. She crossed the line. And I let her. Because I was afraid that if I chose you over her, I'd lose both. But I see now I already lost you the moment I stopped trusting you. I'm sorry. No signature. No return. Just that. She moved out the next morning. A month later, I got a cease and desist letter from Diane's attorney. She was accusing me of defamation and emotional harassment. I laughed as I shredded it. I had recordings. Screensh.